it's CraftyRia, and I'm back again today to recycle some Christmas cards. Today I'm going to recycle 4 Christmas cards, but they're really little cards. They are just under the size of an A2 size card, which is 4.5 by 5.25. These are pretty small. They will be pretty easy to do. This one is 4 3/4 by 3 3/4, just to kind of give you an idea. I'm going to be making them simple. They can be used as note cards or full Christmas cards, depending on what you do with the inside. I think the images on the front are awesome. I don't need to do a whole lot to them. I'll give you a close-up. I love this little vintage card. This one with the birds, it has some metallic foil lettering. This one here is already full of glitter and the cute little red truck. This one here has some silver foil on the front. So they've already got a whole bunch of neat stuff on them, so they don't need a whole lot of extra. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with this one. I went through my stash of pre-folded cards and I thought this blue matched really good. And then I thought the inside of one of these lidoderm patches, that matte silver on the inside would be really good. So I'll show you how I cut that package apart. I've already cut one side off, obviously, to get the patch out. And there are 3 sides of it that's kind of stuck together. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut those pieces off. And then we have 2 pieces of this really matte silver. Looks really good. I'll set the other one aside for another project, and then I will cut this one down to just smaller than the A2 size card. I'll cut it 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. So if you use these patches or you know anyone that does, please ask them to save the packaging for you. And then that fits pretty good. Let me double check it on the card. This one I had in my box of pre-cut card bases, and it opens this way. So we'll go from there. That's okay. I might trim this down just a little bit more, just so some more of that blue background shows. So I'll take just another little sliver off of each side, so we get a little bit more of that blue backing on there. You get some of that excess out of the way. And I'm going to go ahead and cut the front of this card off as usual. I love the design of this card. I think it's so pretty. And it has a sentiment on the inside, so I will go ahead and cut the sentiment out. Not all of these cards have a sentiment, but that's okay. So I'm going to look at it and decide if I want to take off anything from the top and the bottom, just so it is more even. Let me give that a look. I think I might take a little sliver off the bottom That's a little bit of empty space down there, so it's not really going to matter. There, and that does make it look a little more even. I think that looks really good. All right, so we'll go ahead and adhere this to the back. I've got my trusty art glitter glue. Just line that up on there and stick it down, and then I will be sticking this to the front. Just like that. Nothing fancy. I'm not doing anything special to most of these cards. They're going to be quick and easy. We're going to let the prettiness of the cards do the work this time. There we go. I'm going to put a little drop of glue under this corner since it wants to stick up. And then I have that sentiment, and I'm just going to stick the sentiment down on the inside. Since it's white against the blue, I don't really need to mat it on anything. There we go. I would probably write on the inside with a silver pen just to bring out the silver. So we have one card done and super easy. I feel like I cheated with that one. Then I have this one with these really cool cardinals. I love cardinals. We have a bunch of cardinals that hang out with us all winter. And then last year they had babies in our tree. They had a little nest. I hope they do the same thing this year. I will give this a trim because I'll use the sentiment on the inside as well. I like to use the sentiment whenever I can. So we have that. Okay. And for this card, I had picked out this dark green card base because it matches the green in the pine needles. And then I picked out this really pretty copper paper out of my stash because it matches the words. They're kind of in a copper color. And then I thought that went really well. I already cut that piece down so I wouldn't have to do so much cutting on camera. And let me go ahead and put this on. I think my husband's taking the dog out. I don't know if you can hear them or not. And the bird's being pretty quiet so far today. He usually gets noisy when I get on here. He hears me talking and he wants to talk to you too. All right, I think that is going to look really good. Oh, he's going on now. I hear him out there. I'm sure you heard that. Now, I cut this off the back of the card. It's the same color as the front. It's a little different than the white. So I'm going to go ahead and mat it on here because it's perfect. And it's one less thing that I'll have to throw in the trash. And then I will trim off the lettering down at the bottom. I didn't plan that, but it worked out pretty good. Oops. I better do it the right way. There we go. I don't want to cut my finger off. So we have that. That would be terrible for me to cut my finger off on camera. I wouldn't post the video if I did that. Don't worry. You'll never have to watch me cut my finger off. If I do, it will be in private. All right, so that card is done. Super easy. Then let's see, let's go with this guy. I love the red trucks. I don't know about you guys, but I love them. They were so popular too. I hope they stay that way. And then in my card stash, I found this card base made out of craft paper. And I thought that went well with it. And I have this white, I don't know if you can see the glitter, this white glitter paper that I thought looked really good. And I think I can mat it right on here. I might have to trim it down a little bit more. Let me see. No, I think it'll work. I like it. All right, so I will trim this card down. And this one does not have any sentiments on the inside. And I'm going to trim off each edge a little bit, just so it's more even on the card. And this piece, this back piece, I will put that in my stash to use for something else. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I like it, so let's go ahead and put it together. I didn't put my pin back in my glue, but it seems to still be working okay. We lucked out there. And then I will put that right on there. So you could get a whole bunch of cards together like this and just assembly line them and do a whole bunch of cards at once. Plan them out ahead of time, cut them apart, and stick them all together. And then you've got a whole bunch of your Christmas cards done. Real easy. Now for this one, I do want to add a little bit more to it. It doesn't really need it, but I thought I would since I have all of these wonderful stickers from the Dollar Tree. I've had these in my stash for a while. I haven't been to the Dollar Tree in over a month. But I have these really pretty green Christmas trees. I think these are larger. Let me get the bigger ones. I'll open this package up. There's a few different sizes here. And I think I want these. I'm going to put one kind of right there next to that one, kind of on the ground. So it's kind of in front. I like that a lot. Let me see what I want to do, if I want to put another one down here. Yeah, I think I will. I'm just going to take this one off the edge of the card, kind of, and run that down to the bottom corner there. And then how about one of these snowflakes up in the corner? We might as well. There's a wrinkle in the card up here anyway, so that'll cover that wrinkle up. There we go. So I just added a little more glitter and glitz to the front of that card. I think that's very cool. Let me move these out of the way. And my last card, I love this card so much. I had this card base left over. Whoops. This was from a recent video I did. It's this gorgeous green cardstock, and I thought that would just be beautiful on there. I'm going to trim off the back, but I'm going to leave a little extra room. And this piece will definitely go in my stash. There's no sentiment on the back, and I can use that as a background for something else. This side here needs to be fussy cut right along that scallop because the rest of the card is scalloped. So I'm going to get my little cutter bee scissors out and just carefully just go around that scallop. I have scallop scissors, but I'm not sure if they would match up. So I think this is just easier. You just get a rhythm going. And I'm going to just cut that edge off just so there's not that long piece hanging out. And where those little leaves come in, I'm just going to kind of guess and fussy cut around there a little bit. I need to clean my scissors. They're a little goopy. Sorry if I wasn't holding it in the frame very well. I wasn't paying attention to my camera monitor. I was watching what I was doing. There we go. This bottom piece, I didn't do a very good job. Let me go back over some of these pieces. I left a lot of that green on there. There we go. That's starting to look a little bit better. There. Okay. I thought about matting it on something, but then I thought it might take away from just the gorgeousness of it, and that background cardstock is really, really pretty. So I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to just do it this way. This one's going to be the simplest, but maybe my favorite. Nothing fancy at all. I love the retro look, or the vintage look of this. I love vintage Christmas cards. It's one of my favorite things. There we go. That was quick and easy. We have 4 cards. made in just a few minutes. I didn't time this. Creighton, the bird, seems to like it. I don't know if you can hear him whistling. He's having a blast out there. Alrighty, so there we go. We have 4 cards. We have this one with the silver foil, the gorgeous cardinals, the red truck, and all of that glitter, and then just the vintage looking card. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel. I would love it if you did. And then you can head on over to my Facebook group, Create with CraftyRia. There's a bunch of wonderful ladies over there. We're all sharing our work. And it's just really, really fun to see what everyone's doing. So if you're creating, head on over there and join us. It's a wonderful group. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'd love it if you leave me a comment below. And stay tuned for the next video. But until that time, you know what to do. Go get crafting. Bye-bye.